So that chapter happened. Um, yeah, that is how you write a chapter, okay? That chapter, I was properly whelmed. Unlike last time where everyone was saying it was the best chapter of all time. No, no, no. This one, I could actually forgive people for saying it is the best chapter of all time. I wouldn't say the best. I'd say probably top five. But it was pretty good. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We got a lot of stuff. I'm going to hit the most important things that I thought happened. There was so much I could probably talk for at least an hour, honestly, but let's see what I got here. So, something interesting. The first thing that I noticed is that Fujitora has clearly suffered from the warlords. No one really seems to be talking about this, but in some way, in his backstory that we're probably going to get at some point, he has been directly affected by the warlords, which I guess you probably could have guessed before. It makes sense. That's why he has such a big problem with them. But it seems to be very clear here when he says, well, you clearly then have never actually personally suffered from the warlords, implying that he has. He says this to Akainu. So that's interesting. I would like to see exactly how that could be. I mean, who really could it be specifically? You know, Dofi's kind of been doing his own thing for a while. Crocodile had his thing in Alabasta. I mean, who specifically would have made him suffer? I don't know. I mean, really, who would it be? Like, it's probably not going to be Mihawk. I wouldn't think it would be Boa Hancock. That's weird. So yes, I wonder who that would be, how that would work exactly. It's pretty cool though. I like the idea of that. Moving on. So this SSG thing that has now been introduced. I mean, it's got to be pretty ridiculous, right? I'm assuming it's going to be like the Kuma project, you know, with all the pacifistas. I'm assuming it's going to be another weapon along those lines. So that's kind of cool, I guess. If it's going to rival the power of the warlords, like if it's supposed to replace them, then it's going to have to be a lot better than the pacifistas. So I'm really interested to see what's going to be going on with that one, because the pacifistas were supposed to be this huge thing, and then they weren't really that great. I mean, I guess to like 99% of pirates, they could probably wipe the floor with them, but for all the ones who matter at this point, like Luffy can one shot them immediately after the time skip, and he's significantly more powerful now. So yeah, those were kind of a letdown. I wonder what is going to rival the warlords. That's pretty good. So that should be interesting for sure. Something else that I noticed about Fujitora. The reason I haven't been making videos is because I've been pretty sick, so I'm probably doing a lot of coughing here. But Fujitora is bandaged, right? He looks like he is a little beat up. I think we know why. Of course, he got into a battle with Sabo. So now, for the people who have been telling me that I'm wrong, that Sabo is Admiral level, first of all, like I've been saying for a while, I don't know why you wouldn't think he is, but this clearly indicates that he is. If he was not Admiral level, then he wouldn't be able to deal really any damage to Fujitora, especially stuff that he actually needs to be treated for. And even more importantly, I could see Sabo actually being more powerful than Fujitora, considering at least what we saw like the silhouettes of was Sabo going at Fujitora, and then the other three commanders going against Ryokugyu. So I would imagine, at least, that Ryokugyu would not have a very hard time dealing with the three commanders at all. I mean, maybe they are way more powerful than I think, but I wouldn't think he would. And then it would be like Fujitora and Green Bull versus Sabo. So Sabo being able to damage the Fujitora is pretty impressive here, one way or another. Still don't know what the situation is with him, but just wanted to point that out there, that Sabo is an extremely powerful force to be reckoned with. So here's something too. The rocks situation now that we got a lot of information on. I don't really understand how they could be real, because they seem so unbelievably overpowered. I mean, the lineup, as far as we know, is Zebek. I mean, is that what we're going to start calling him? Zebek. He is supposed to be like the closest person in power to Roger, apparently, which is weird because that seems like how people used to talk about Whitebeard. So Not 100% sure on that one. But either way, I mean, he's got to be very close. So, okay. Then we have Whitebeard, which, again, so the same thing there. Big Mom, Kaido, Shiki, and two other guys who we don't really know but are supposed to be really powerful. I mean, yeah, it's gonna. What the hell? How could this group exist at all? I mean, they'd be so powerful that I don't understand. I mean, Zebek's goal of becoming king of the world should have been pretty easy, honestly. Just go straight to Marineford or something. Hello? I'm guessing that's basically what he was doing at God Valley, right? I mean, it had something to do with Celestial Dragons. He probably wanted to go there to defeat them, but even if Kaido and Big Mom are supposed to be a little bit weaker back then than they are now, they're still going to be pretty powerful. I don't know how Garp and Roger could have possibly defeated this crew. I mean, I guess it's not going to be just Garp and Roger. It's going to be Garp, Roger, and Roger's crew. So that does at least add Rayleigh into the mix and probably a lot of other powerful people. But, like, did we hear the lineup I just gave? Like, I don't understand how it could be possible that they would be stopped. So that's interesting. I think there's going to be something else at play there. Like, something really serious could have happened, like Im-sama serious, because that crew should not have been able to be stopped by Roger and Garp. I just don't get that at all. Doesn't really make any sense to me. So I'm going to have to do a lot of thinking about that. Maybe I can come up with something. Another thing about that I thought was really interesting is that Roger and Garp, shortly after Garp being talked about how he doesn't like Celestial Dragons, those two apparently did this to protect the Celestial Dragons. So, okay, that's a little weird. I mean, we know for a fact that Garp doesn't like them, so why he would do that, I don't know. But then Roger, too? Like, why would he protect the Celestial Dragons? I don't understand. That's why I'm saying there's something at play here we don't understand for sure. And, I mean, really with Garp, too. He is going out of his way to protect them. I mean, he is teaming up with a pirate, something he definitely does not want to do, to protect the Celestial Dragons. So, something's going on here for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty confident in that one. I'd really like to get more information on that. I'm sure we're not going to next chapter. We're going to go straight to Wano. So, whatever. I guess we'll see on that one. The Battle of the D's, too, is interesting, right? I mean, we get to find out that this Zebek character is a D, so that's cool, and that he's fighting against Roger? So, I mean, it's not like it's unheard of. You know, Blackbeard is also a D. Garp's a D, Luffy's a D, Dragon's a D. Basically, what I'm saying is that there was some kind of battle between Roger, the D, and Zebek, the D. Again, it's not unheard of for something like that to happen, but it is interesting, I would say. Why would they? I don't know. The whole D factor really is just... Again, this is just making it more crazy, the whole D factor. What really is the situation there? I don't know. Something else, too. I think Shanks pretty clearly has the most powerful crew overall. I mean, he probably is not the strongest emperor, as I have stated multiple times. He might even be weaker than Big Mom, based on the bounties. That doesn't necessarily mean that, but he might be. But I think that it goes without saying that his crew is the strongest. I mean, Kaido's has been shown to be pretty good. Big Mom's is pretty good. Blackbeard's pretty good. Probably the worst. And then we have Shanks, who, for some reason, was specifically like singled out for that. They were like, there's also some huge names on Shanks' crew. You know, Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, Yasop. So yeah, they're singling out like the top commanders of his crew as if they're on a different level. Like they're all maybe comparable to Shanks himself. So, I mean, apparently Ben Beckman is as powerful as Shanks. So that alone is crazy. Yeah, he probably has the most powerful crew, so that's cool. And lastly, really, the last thing, at the end of the chapter with Sengoku talking about Odin and Wano, I don't really know what he's getting at. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to find out, but, like, he's just like, yeah, you know, all of these things are revolving around Wano. It's like something's going on in Wano. okay, I mean, yeah, no shit, but like, what is he implying? I don't really know. Is he saying they should go in there? It seemed like page beforehand he was saying, no, that's not what I'm saying, but then it's like he is. What is he saying? I don't really know, but yeah, that was pretty cool. The chapter was absolutely ridiculous. One of the craziest of all time. Probably going to have to make videos related to this, honestly, because this was a little ridiculous. Some of the points I hit, I might have to go into more depth on because they were so crazy. So, yeah, that is basically it. Great chapter again. Probably top 5 of the entire series, maybe even like top 3. It was pretty good. So, yeah. That being said, I will catch you guys later. I'll probably be making a video on Sunday, so get prepared for that. I'll talk to you guys soon.